Good evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me as every Tuesday, the man with the fattest stacks of comics in the land. Rob, how you doing tonight, sir?
Fat Stax.
Fattest stacks of comics.
Fat Stax.
Right, fat stacks. And Steve White here, the other Tuesday regular now for the most part.
That's
how you doing tonight, Steve?
Good day, eh?
And before we bring out our guest of the hour, we're going to play a little something he had put on Instagram earlier because it's hilarious. And this will be his introduction.
Pretty Ricky, you like this hook? Well, then dance, motherfucker. It wasn't easy.
That's just entertaining.
Oh, what an idiot.
Comics. Good
What's
evening,
going on?
sir.
Gary, Rob, Sweet Stevie.
At least you didn't give us the butt rump shake.
Yeah.
Right? So let's start it out. Dope. You know how we do it. Give the quick 2 minutes on yourself. We'll say hi to the chat, and then I have a sizzle reel before we start having you show some books here.
Just dope comics. Dope_comics with an X. Grew up loving horror. Still love everything dark, even superhero stuff. I like dark. And on my channel, we show a lot of superhero stuff. We show a lot of dark superhero stuff. We show a lot of golden age, all the way up to modern age. Indie books. Anything pre-code horror, post-code horror, indie horror. We love it all. Anything dark, anything stupid. We love like D and C list villains. I really get off into C and D list villains. So anything like that, nerd out over stupid stuff, and that's what we like to do. So
awesome. All right, let's say hi to the chat. First in, as always, Las Cruces. Good evening, sir. And then followed up by Hulk Collector Kevin. Kevin, nice to see you, sir. Kevin, check your mail. You got a package on the way. Mr. Steve White saying hi to everybody. One of my all-time favorite people, Jerry the Jitterbug. How you doing tonight, Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry.
Fast George is here. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. And Mr. Digger Jim, who you will see Thursday when we have Cliff on In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects. And Phil's Treehouse. Good evening, Phil. Nice to see you. And if I sound a little slower tonight, guys, it's because I'm exhausted. And just as exhausted as me is my buddy Rob over there. Brian LCS, good evening, sir. Trev, how you doing? Nice to see you. And Miss Tina Carrington, the OG herself. Good evening, Tina. Nice to see you. And no Anachronics. He must be playing shuffleboard. Mr. DJ Links.
Joe called to say he doesn't like you anymore.
Oh, that's not true. I talk to Joe like 3 times a day. And Mr. DVH. More from him in just a moment, guys.
Uh-huh.
And it's worth the wait. And I think we are almost there. Seth 11. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. So filling up nicely. Ben Compton, good evening, sir. Nice to see you. All right, we will just keep giving a nod. Milt, how you doing? Great show last week with Milt and Howard the Duck. If you guys haven't watched it, please go check it out. Milt's got an awesome collection and an even more awesome love of his books.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so without further ado, we're going to show our hashtag community sizzle reel, and then we're going to get it right back to Dope and his books. And stay tuned. Here we go.
Today we embark on a journey to discover the captivating world of Dr. Von Hoot from the spiral dimension, known to many as DVH. A lover of all things, with a penchant for the peculiar and the absurd. DVH adores delving into the worlds of comics and wrestling, from the intricate comic storylines to the electrifying drama of the ring DVH's passion knows no bounds. When the moon rises high, DVH isn't just about comics and wrestling. He's known to break out some peculiar dance moves. Alongside Badger the Luchador lies a creature of both cunning intellect and sharp wit, ready to face any challenge. As the sun sets, we bid adieu to Dr. Von Hoot from the spiral dimension. We're left with but one sentiment echoing beyond. Hoot, hoot, hoot.
Badger, where did Captain Hook get his hook from? A second-hand store.
Now, the great thing about that one, not only is it fantastic, but usually when he tells his bad joke, he gets nothing from Badger. And that's the one joke where you saw her crack a smile and she was trying not to.
You know, makeup every week.
What's that?
Does he wear the makeup every week?
Every
Every
appearance.
show.
That's pretty dedication right there.
His wife does it for him.
Yeah, and it's spot on every bloody time too.
Right. Yeah, she's really good with it.
She's probably got like a template or something. She just sticks on his face, and then there you go.
Who knows? Maybe she likes to cover up the face. Sorry, DVH. Just having a little fun, buddy. What makeup? Yeah. All right. Dope. The show's back on you, sir. What have you got to start us out with this evening?
Well, y'all know I like pre-code horror, and I like old stuff, historical stuff that you don't see every day. I put stuff in my save searches, and a lot of stuff takes me forever to find. I don't like to collect the same old stuff everybody else brings, but here is a Witchcraft number 5 from 1952. We got
Jeez.
beautiful book.
Wow, what a good grade on it for that too.
Damn.
Yeah. Metarog's got this book too.
Mm-hmm.
He does
Jerry
very well
Jitterbug.
done for him.
Yeah, he had Jerry the Jitterbug fix his up for him. But this is a cool book. It's Kelly Free's cover. It's he's mainly known for doing like Star Trek. This is the only painted cover he's ever done. So
Yeah,
he did a lot of stuff for Mad too.
yeah, and that's why Metarog likes him. He liked all the Mad stuff back in the day.
That's so awesome though. That green and then the red dress and distress just freaking pops, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't think green would work, but it works really well.
If women weren't wearing red dresses in old comics, were they wearing anything at all? It had to be a red dress,
Or yellow.
or as a white nightie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have
trades.
shoes.
The way the trades are always big, like on EC Comics and stuff like this, you got the big trade on it. So
What I learned from the Golden Age, there was a shoe shortage. And you think
Yeah.
they're running across Legos barefoot is tough. Try running across Boneyard barefoot. That ain't no fun either.
Right. Now, on occasion, Rob, they were allowed to wear bubble helmets.
Yes, I have those.
I prefer to read modern stuff because the old stuff kind of campy, and there's a ton of stories in these and a ton of dialogue. This one's got 3 stories in it, so and a lot of times the stories don't have nothing to do with the cover. So
It's super wordy.
yeah, yeah,
And yet they still don't say much.
yeah.
But that trade
Definitely.
dress is amazing on that too, though. I love
Yeah.
the trade dress on it.
Yeah, that one I really like. Next, this is a classic book. It's not as old. Came out in '62. It's not pre-code horror. I love it. I think more people ought to own this. This is one of my favorite characters that you can find. The creature from 1964.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sweet Dell.
a painted cover. I'd like to have the original artwork. I think it's beautiful.
It is.
Got the boat back there. It's being sunk. You got him coming out of the water.
One of the most underused creatures in horror movies. The
Oh, yeah.
creature from the Black Lagoon is such a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up. I was 10 years old whenever Lost Boys came out, and also Monster. What is
Monster
it?
Squad?
Monster Squad. They both came out in 1987, and he didn't last long. Did he? He's one shotgun to the stomach, and he was dead. I was so disappointed.
I know. I was when I saw him in the trailer, I'm like, oh, finally, the creature from the Black Lagoon. And then it was like a minute. And I'm like, oh, not even a minute.
Can we get
Yeah.
the hybrid story, the creature that returns to the Blue Lagoon?
Right?
But Monster Squad, I watched it over and over and over. I was 10 years old, and that, and like Scooby Doo and Lost Boys. I think that's where most people was watching, Spider-Man and Friends and stuff. I was watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, them painted covers, boy, oh boy, I tell you.
Yeah, that Dale cover. I've got all the other creatures or the stuff too. I got Creature. There's 2 printings of that.
Ooh.
And then there's a nice Dracula. There's a Wolfman. There's a Mummy. There's a Frankenstein. So there's a bunch of those Dales.
Yeah, I think I've seen you. I think you showed the Wolfman on the last time, didn't you?
I might have, yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you pronounce Dracula.
Yeah, that's what we get to arguing about that all the time. Some people say Eula, some people say Ulla. So, what do you say? Let's hear it.
Dracula.
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 All right. So next, Crime and Spin Stories number 17.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice. There's a
Donald
classic.
Trump getting punched in the face? What?
It's a brilliant
Yeah.
cover.
Oh, shot
You
in the
get
face.
Shot in the face.
When I first bought it, I thought, I guess the first time I saw it, I thought, this guy is getting shot. And you can see over here the brains and everything. But if you look close in the mirror, you can see that it's actually him shooting himself. So it's a suicide cover. And,
Wow.
one of the main reasons that, they had a lot of suicide covers around 50. The closer you got to 55, the more crazy they got. And that's why the pre-code, authority came into effect.
Yep.
But they just kept trying to outdo themselves. But this book I always wanted, and I got it, and I like it. I don't know if y'all have ever had a book like that, but when you get it, you like it better than you did before you got it. Like, hey, it looks better in real life, but I always love this book. So,
Those are getting tough to find too.
yeah, a lot of people just jumped on EC Wagon and started just anything you used. I used to get books for, raw for like $100, but they were rough, but they're still ECO books, but you can't even get them for $200 now.
Nope.
That and I mean the 3.5 is such a good grade for how old that is.
Yeah, it presents
Yeah.
real well.
And yeah, I was gonna say, like, you have these 3.5s and there's like the covers are so nice.
Yeah,
I'm
they
for
present well.
some reason I'm a 3.5, and I like 5s, and I like 7.5s. I don't
Those
like
numbers are nice
4.5s.
to your brain.
Yeah,
Your brain likes them numbers.
I have a ton of 3.5s. 3.5s is, I guess they present well, and I just started buying them, and 3.5 is like my sweet spot because I'm going to nerd out on y'all real quick, but I'd rather have a 3.5 than like a 9.8 because a 9.8, first, they're a lot more expensive, and I don't want to pay that for them. But also, 9.8s are like, I don't know, there's, if you get a 3.5, 2 3.5s don't look alike. They're like snowflakes. Everybody's got their own character, and some of them's got date stamps, and I like names on them. And
And it's been loved.
yeah, I like loved, but not, well loved, but not abused. I don't want Sharpie all over in front of them. But if there's some books that I really like, the more beat up they are, the better they look. So I know that's weird, but
No, it's not weird. I totally get what you're saying, man.
And with
got a
some of those
bunch
old
right
books,
here.
it just gives it that old vintage look too.
especially
It's
like
just
pre-code
nice.
horror, you want them kind of creepy and beat up and spider webs on them, and I like Scotch tape on them. I like all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
A 9.8 I can appreciate because it's a 9.8, but I'm not.
Well, yeah.
I really don't care about 9.8s. I'd rather have a bunch of 3.5s and 2.5s and cool stamps and all that kind of stuff, and more money in my pocket. So,
Right.
all right. This book I brought out for you, Gary B, because this is one of my favorite covers. I would love to have this original piece of artwork. I know you'll know everything about this cover. You can tell me stuff about this cover, but this is beautiful. It's haunting. This right here is amazing. This is my favorite Conan cover of all time.
Oh, nice.
Looks like a beautiful painting you would have. It's got these vampires everywhere.
Yeah, I believe that's Dorian Vallejo. I think it's Boris's son that did that one.
But that
That's
one,
freaking
I'd have to
wonderful.
double check.
But I brought this one out. I mean, I know
Yeah,
you
it's
love
gorgeous.
Conan. I've read Conan my whole life, and I think we love Conan for different reasons. Though I think you like Conan. I like I don't know. I'm more into the frost giants and the ghost snakes, and I like the Crimson Witch. I like the bad
Yeah,
guy.
well, I like the horror. Like it's underestimated in Conan, the horror aspect of his stories.
Yeah, with
And
vampires.
I really
Like, I mean, he's
the
using a
darker
whole
tale.
goddamn tree branch on that thing. Usually
Yeah.
it's just a little stake or something, but no, Conan's got to get a tree branch and fire it through that sucker.
Yeah.
Conan the Impaler.
Jesus.
Right?
That's beautiful.
Crazy.
He gets it done
cover's
whatever
always
way
stood
he
out to me.
can.
The two
Yeah,
covers
that
I've
is-
always loved. I've always loved this one, and I love the other magazine cover where he's fighting. He's got a big great white behind him. It's a blue cover.
Yes, that's Bob Layton cover. Not Bob. Yeah, Bob Layton cover.
But to me, this is
Valiant.
just the best one. So
Damn.
Damn it! I think I'm. Yeah, don't. Nah, there's no such thing as a bad Conan rabbit hole. They're all good.
all right. These next 2 or 3 I'm going to nerd out on. They're considered one book. Okay.
Sure, you're good.
This is the
Enjoy
book
it.
I want to show. There's two
That go with it.
superheroes I really love. I love Hulk and I love Ghost Rider. So this is my Ghost
yeah.
Rider. Spotlight 5.
Nice.
My wife thinks I'm a nerd because I'll come down here in my room and I'll just lock myself in here to like 2 a.m. doing stupid stuff. And and one of the things I wanted to do this week when I was sitting around, I like the history of books. And, back in the day before the internet, artists had to have references. They had to have like magazines laying everywhere. If they wanted to draw a motorcycle, if they wanted to draw, a snake or a rooftop, whatever, they'd had to have something to reference it from. And I came down here in the Marvel Spotlights 5 through 11, 7 of them. And out of them 7 books, he's riding 5 different motorcycles.
Yep.
So no motorcycles ever the same. And so I started like going through volume 1 through 81. I've got them too. And I'm going to see how many motorcycles is actually on the covers of these books, because to me, the motorcycle is just as important as him, because I've always pictured this one. It's like
because when it was Danny
Catch,
Catch, you knew it. It was that one motorcycle with Danny.
Yeah. Well, like this one, you can see it's got the 2 square headlights.
Yep.
And even up here, you can see now it's got 1 circle headlight. So even on the first cover, he's riding different motorcycles.
He's a motorcycle whore. What can you do?
Well, sometimes, the exhaust is on a different side. Sometimes it's got a round headlight. Sometimes it's got a sissy bar. Sometimes it's raked. Sometimes it's not. So I'm going through every one of them. I'm going to name I'm going to document every motorcycle.
And some of them
That'll be a
suck
fun
too.
video.
Those stupid ones with the bug shields on the front, man. They
I
just
got
look dumb.
that. Remember I said there's 3 or 4 we'll show it equals 1.
Yeah.
We're going to show a couple of them. So
Let's see the bug shield.
here's issue 1. It ain't that far out, and the bike's already changed. This has got an exhaust gun on both
Right, I
sides.
say, look at that exhaust.
It flares all the way up. I don't know where that came from. This one don't even have no headlights. So,
Mark.
I mean, the bike's already changing, and this is issue 1. And then here's the one you're talking about, the ugly ass bug shield bike.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that one.
It ain't a
What the
chopper
hell?
no more. And this is only issue 14, and this bike starts appearing like issue 4. So, I mean, the bug shield bike with the almost Punisher-like emblem on the front of it. And
No, you
The
got
high back seat. And the,
yeah, the
When
high
you
back
do the
seat, it
different
ain't even a
bike-
CC bar. It's just like a seat.
That's a recliner.
And if you look
It's
at
a
the
freaking
exhaust,
lazy
it's
boy.
made of like all kinds of tubing.
It's a goddamn lazy boy on a bike.
Yeah. I
And
would
you gotta
say
see,
that originally, they were probably looking like Easy Rider for references, and they just needed a bike facing a certain direction or something.
yeah, take a bunch of just choppers and chop them up, mix them up, and
And
Right,
we
but the orb. And you
We
got
were
to match
talking
the
about-
artist with them too, dope.
yeah.
Like what artist drew what bikes and
Yeah, Plug drew a lot of them, and he still didn't draw the same bike. But like we was talking about C and D list
There you
villains, I love the orb. So I don't know if you can see, we got an orb right there too. So,
Yep.
oh, nice.
but the orb, people like Hate Monger, Red Skull, Polka Dot Man, love all them cheesy. Love the orb. How can you be? Orb's the guy that needs the bug shield, because can you imagine him riding a bike? He'd be getting all kinds of stuff on his eye.
Right?
So,
I need
and
an
the
action
last bike,
figure.
this cover disappointed me when I really discovered it. This is number 46 of volume 1. here he is riding like a small engine Yamaha, and everybody's got loser written all over it. So he went from the 69 panhead to the small engine Yamaha. So
And red.
yeah. Look at that big
yeah.
ass square headlight on that one. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff I nerd out about. I'm always looking at the motorcycle, see if it's the same motorcycle from, and a lot of times the motorcycle on the cover don't even match the one on the inside either.
Well, why would it? Nothing else on the cover ever matches what happens on the inside. So
You got to make a drinking game out of it, dope.
There's so many motorcycles the Ghost Riders rode, different kind of handlebars, everything.
Just
All
think
right,
the
let's
toy
get to some more
companies could
books.
make a fortune though. They're selling
Right,
all the different freaking bikes.
I'm looking at it now. Even Marvelous Spotlight 6,
Yeah.
it changes to a completely different bike.
Yeah, I mean,
the second appearance from first appearance to second appearance.
there's five different bikes in the first 7 spotlights.
And it's weird too, because usually when they mesh out a character, they have certain things that they got. You think they would have picked a motorcycle and said, "This is what you guys got to draw with."
Yeah.
It.
Isn't there that stupid Marvel method where they got to do things in a certain way?
Apparently,
Figured,
didn't
I
apply.
guess
It only applies to heroes, not their
And
accessories.
some of the artists you could tell
Yeah.
don't ride bikes at all because like they'd really have the exhaust doing crazy stuff or on the wrong side, so stuff that wasn't even mechanically right. So, but
As long as it looks good.
yeah, that's what they did. They just pieced stuff together, I guess.
It'd be like screwing up the A-Team van and having a different van every goddamn time.
Yeah, a Toyota, and a
Hey.
Dodge one week, and a small van.
rolling up in a Mazda MPV.
Yeah. or Kit off Knight Rider, be a different car, be a
Right?
Datsun 280Z one week, and you're like,
Pontiac Fiero.
Yeah, VW Bug. Yeah. Well, that would be Jim with Carter Slade. That would be funny if he had a different horse every time.
yeah. I mean,
You just
It's
killed
weird.
it, made it.
Who shows up on a Shetland pony.
yeah. So I feel like the bikes ought to be documented, so I'm trying to document all the bikes now. So,
Then you have to try to identify them for us.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All right, next, let's go with this is from 1954.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
This
Damn.
one was hard for me to find. I looked for it for a long time too.
that is a fantastic cover. Look at that.
For
Yeah.
2.5 too. Like, look at that. The whole cover's there too. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at finding 2.5s, 3.5s. It's pretty good shape. So
Damn.
Those are the,
I never
well,
saw
that-
that cover before, dope. That's amazing.
yeah, it's pretty rare.
I always say the key to not a beautiful 2.5 is find it with a partial, like, slight spine split, because the spine
Yeah.
split hides in the slab, but the rest of the book can look beautiful, and it just the spine split will knock the grade down.
I've never looked this one up to see if what's wrong with it, but it don't look like anything.
Probably
But-
interior stuff. Like, you could have interior pages ripped to shit on that
Yeah.
thing, and that'll kill it.
Yeah.
And it don't
That
matter.
too.
You're not going to open it. So
Yeah,
Exactly. So,
yeah. So that is Mystic 28.
damn.
Something- Chuck. Uh,
All right.
beautiful, beautiful book.
What do we want to do next? I'm going to show you my favorite pre-code horror book I've got. This book I looked for years, and I woke up on a Monday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and one just got put on Sunday night in California, so it only been on about 4 hours, and I bought it immediately, and it is Beyond One.
oh yeah,
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Nice.
pedigree.
Pedigree.
Nice.
And I wasn't even looking for a pedigree. I was just looking for this book. I was going to buy it raw any way I could find it.
Wow.
The black cover, it's very hard to find in high grade.
6.5 is nice.
This
Oh,
book
it's-
was stolen. This book, it comes from one of the largest collections in the world. It's a Krypton collection. And this is from the Davis Krypton D copy. That means the D means it was part of the stolen 2,000 books that was recovered. So,
Jesus, that's cool. More pedigree on top of the pedigree.
yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn.
So,
It's so
But-
good. It just takes me right to the movie.
but if you look at his claws and his bloodshot eyes and his underbite and the black cover, everything just pops. It's
And I did like that they gave him the aura too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
I've never really understood the underbite because I've never met too many dogs with an underbite. But
Yeah, a lot of English bulldogs, but not much.
That's the human part of them, Rob.
Yeah.
oh, the Wolfman, not the English bulldogs. Got it. Okay.
So I've been collecting pre-code horror forever, and I got a bunch of pre-code horror around here. And
yeah, it was a pedigree, Milt.
yeah, it's pedigree.
Damn.
I got tired of collecting pre-code horror because most of your good pre-code horror covers are in the 50s. Because they got crazy and crazier the closer you got to 55. But
Right.
what I started like, go ahead. What?
Oh no, I was yeah, right. I was agreeing with you.
But what I seem to start liking now, and what I've drawn to, is the stuff that's pre-code horror. I like the 40s pre-code horror that's really not pre-code horror, but it's just dark covered books. And here's a True Sports Picture Stories, number 10. But old stuff like this, Murder at the World Series.
Oh wow, yeah.
He's got a gun right here, smoking. He's got a noose around his neck.
You wouldn't expect that on a sport cover, right? It's cool.
Yeah. He's got a dagger. And look at his name. You see his name right there? Oh, Dopey. Yeah.
Dopey. Don Dopey.
Yeah. So, and this one is from 1946. So,
see, now I can see you dressing up like that ghoul for Halloween.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can't get my eyes off of the old-fashioned high leg kick with the long stretch step. That's just
right. He's defying gravity right there.
No, it's just the mechanics how mechanics have changed on how pitchers deliver that high kick and stuff. So different now.
It looks like an old pack of baseball cards or like a bubblegum wrapper or something you've seen back
Yeah,
in the
it
day.
does.
Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like.
But you never know where they got their references from. But I really like this one. So,
and why's Death got a big old gun?
Gun, noose, and knife. He came prepared.
Yeah, I used to like when the
sickles
cards
in the
came
repair
in the
shop.
wax packs.
Yeah. And this one presents really well for a 3.0. I mean, it's got full color. The red's still red. Red's usually the first color that runs out.
Yeah.
Those old books, unless they've been sitting in the sun, the extra lead or whatever the hell they put in that ink and the paper, they seem to hold the red pretty damn well.
Yeah. Yep. Now for my favorite old 40s pre-code horror, just like the one I was telling you about before. This one's Prize Comics number 53, and it's from 1945.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the devil. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Colonel Sanders devil. He's got the
That's
bow tie on.
Just needs a bucket of chicken in the other hand, and he's good to go.
Is that my dad?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you see his eyes. I don't know if I can get his eyes on there, but his eyes are really cool looking. But
caterpillar eyebrows.
You think about, the mid 40s, you had boxing was huge, horse racing was huge, baseball was huge. Everybody was sitting around either listening to the radio or they was reading comics or books because there wasn't no TVs yet. So, I mean,
that must have been like their gimmick to try and sell the books, get a little bit of horror and throw the sports in there to bring them in.
Must have been, but this is I like this one a lot. So,
yeah,
and all these are pretty low on the census. I think this one's single digits too.
Now, was Prize Comics a pretty big title back then, or was it one of those short run series?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, this is number 53 in the run.
Oh, okay. So not bad.
Short run. No.
Yeah. But, this is the only cool cover, I think, in the run. Most of them didn't have a horror feel. Most of them was just, other stuff. I think they went across the board doing a little bit of everything. But this one had a little bit of a horror feel to it, so I had to have it with a special devil on there. So, all right. So,
yeah, that's fantastic.
I got one more book to be 10, right?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, my number 10.
Yep.
Let's open up a short box and start dragging out the books, man.
We can do it. We can do
Don't
it all
run in
night.
a marathon.
Yeah.
These two guys are going to fall asleep, man, but I'll keep looking at horror books all night long.
Well, let me see if I can do it. All these are horror books. All these boxes down through here are horror books.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
and then over there, that's all just regular books. But them are the tall. I love those new boxes. I just now discovered the boxes that hold CGC cases. So
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I used to buy a regular box and just leave the top off, and they were just
Oh.
exposed in my room. But now these
Yeah.
boxes are nice.
yeah. Graded boxes work well for that.
Yeah, I really like the black plastic ones, but they cost too much.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy that don't spend no money on nothing but comics. So, all right. 1962, Incredible Hulk #2. So
Yeah. There we
Nice.
go.
we got the first Green Hulk,
Green Hulk.
and this was my prized possession for a long time.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but I also love Hulk 3. I mean, Hulk 3's got the best cover. If y'all ever seen that one where he's flying around, got the army guys pointing up at him, and
Yep.
and it's got Ringmaster in it, another one of my favorite C and D list superheroes. But this is a pretty cool book, and I've always loved this one because of just from the fact that he's green now, and the opening splash page is really nice in this one too. It's real horror looking where he's walking through the swamp. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Well, that and it's just more about him being a monster,
Yeah, everybody was running from him. But that is a node case, but I love that one. Now I guess we're down to the spec part, right?
Well, the
Story?
one with an extended story.
All right, we got two left. One with a story and one with a spec. So the extended story, y'all know where I'm going with this one. The extended story. I've been saving for this one.
There we go.
Yeah. May 27th, I bought every book basically I'd ever wanted, and this is the only book left that I've always wanted, but I always felt like it's too far out of my reach. And one day I was just sitting in the pool, and I was like, if I start saving my bonuses and saving my Christmas money and my Father's Day money and my birthday money and working overtime and eating beans and rice and quit eating out at the fast food all the time, I could save it up.
KFC.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I just started saving every penny I had, and it's weird now that I got it. It's like today I had to break my routine because usually I get up every morning and look at save searches on eBay. I could actually eat out today. I'm like, hey, you don't have to put that money back. You can actually go somewhere and eat at Jersey Mike's or whatever. So
for this week, and then you can start saving so you can upgrade to like a 5.0 or something.
yeah. So, but yeah, I've always wanted this book, but it just felt, and I always thought it was too expensive, but the longer I waited, I should have got it a long time ago, but the longer I waited, the more it kept going up. So
Were you nervous with it being shipped to you? Like, it's got to get here safe. It's got.
Well, the crazy part was once I thought I'm going to save $14,000 and buy a book, but then when you start saving, you realize how much money it is. You're like, damn, that's a lot of money. And then I had enough money for like a 1.5 or a 1.8, and there was one on my comic shop. And I was like, if you save up this money, wait this long, you want to get something you really like, and I want it to present well. And I didn't want to just settle for something just because I could afford it finally.
Right.
So I was talking to my buddy, Man Cave. Y'all know Man Cave.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, the entry to get into the Incredible Hulk #1 thing is expensive, but it ain't much more to, just save another grand or two and you can move up to a 2.0.
Yeah.
And it presents a lot well. And like I said, I'm not a grade snob or nothing, but there is some really ragged copies out there of this book for some reason. I mean, I don't know if it's a black cover or what it is, but some of them looks like they've drug behind a truck. And
and that cover looks great.
Yeah.
It does. It looks fantastic. Like that 1.8 that was on my comic shop it looked like crap.
Yeah. And this right here was filled in with Sharpie. And this is the most important part of the book, if you ask me, because I like it. Is he man or monster or both? I think that's a big part of the book. And and this is the most rarest of all the Silver Age Mega Grails, too. I mean, there's more. If you look at CGC, there's more AF1s, there's more ASM1s, there's more Journey to Mystery 83s, there's more all of them, So I don't think many people bought it because it's kind of a fantasy book. It wasn't much of a superhero book. And but I love it. I love it. I grew up. The very first book I ever bought was Incredible Hulk 377 when I was a kid.
Now, how much have you held that since you got it?
I walk around with it a lot. I hold it, look at it. my wife thinks I'm an idiot, but that's what I've always wanted. And I told her, I said, well, I saved my own money to get it, first of all, because,
Right.
But I said, there's guys that's got bass boats. There's guys that's got, big monster trucks they spend $75,000 on. And I've never been a person to do any of that. So, $14,000 measly dollars don't sound like a lot when you get a $70,000 bass boat. So
Right.
That's right. Now
with
you
all
should
the
take
fishing
that.
gear and all that,
I was gonna say, yeah, because then they got to gear it up too after.
gas every time you go out, And
My wife says the same thing all the time about when people ask her what they think about me and my collection, and she's always saying, I know where he's at and I know what he's not buying. So you know what?
The lesser of two evils. Just keep him in his basement. He'll be
something that
fine.
makes my wife mad though is I tell her, I'm like, a car value goes down as soon as you pull off a lot. But I said these books, they go up. And she
Yeah,
gets
the
madder
blue
than hell
chips.
because she says, you never have sold one book in your life. So they only go up if you sell them. So she gets mad at me because I never sell nothing. But I don't sell nothing. The
You're a
black hole
collector.
here.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it. You're a collector.
Yeah.
So you can look, one day when I'm gone, you can sell them.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be scary, but but that is it. That's 11 of them.
Yeah.
All right, I got to ask you one question. Okay, you
Go
got
ahead.
have you got the Hulkometer on your KFC thing? You're gonna
Right
keep that
here.
with the book? Is that gonna stay with the book forever?
I hung it up here behind all my Hulks. I've got a Hulk collection back here.
Yeah,
My KFC box.
there it
so-
is.
Yeah, this thing started writing on here 6/20. That was the date. And I
Tape that
saved
to
over
the back of the
$1,000 a
slab.
month, so I did pretty good.
Damn right.
But yeah. Now I'm not much of a spec guy, but I got something that I don't think any of you's ever noticed or seen before. And y'all are gonna I like to bring some knowledge every once in a while. So
All
I like
right.
I like to do runs. Right now I'm working on Ghost Rider 1 through 81 Volume 1. I've got 1 through 100 of Spider-Man, and I've got 1 through 100 of Daredevil and all this stuff. When I was building Daredevil, I noticed that issue 48 was more expensive than 46, 47, and any around it. And I started looking it up, and it's not a first issue of anybody. It's nothing. It's Stilt Man, and it's nothing big. It's Stilt Man's first appearance is number 8, and this is 48.
Right.
And I wondered why this book was always a little bit more expensive than all the other ones. And I was talking to my comic owner, and do y'all know the what's important about this book?
No,
Got me.
no idea.
If you look right here, it says ass pain. And for some reason, people like to buy it because it says ass pain across the bottom.
Because they
of it.
want some ass
Wow.
pain, apparently,
An artist got away with something got away with it there, huh?
on the
They've got
cover.
away with it for a lot of years, I know that people, when I was a kid, I collected baseball cards, and there was a Billy Ripken baseball card, a Fleer card, and it said on the end of the bat had cuss words on the bottom of the bat. And people bought that up because it had cuss words on the bat. But yeah, this one says ass pain on it. So that's the only reason we can figure out people like to buy it. So
That's hilarious. That's
Wow.
like that Alf cover where with the seal.
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like he's doing something.
But once you see that, no, you'll never unsee it.
Nope.
So,
Right?
I mean, you
It's
got
like Frank Miller's signature.
Yeah. So that is my since I don't know anything about speculation, that's my speculation. The ass pain book's gonna be worth some money one day.
There you go. You're right.
You're not sitting here ready to spec on Hulk 1. You don't think that people should spec on that book? They might
I
go
think-
some places someday.
Yeah, I'd pass on it. I think it's gonna just stay up where it's at for a while. Which I would like to see a good Hulk movie, but Marvel has no way of doing a good Hulk movie.
But a Hulk movie where he's a threat, because when Hulk or Thor show up, everyone around you go, "Oh shit, we're in trouble."
See, I don't even want a superhero movie. What I want is a dark movie, kind of like
Yes.
Batman with the Rain. And I want Bruce Banner to be living under a bridge. I want him to be schizophrenic. I want him to be suicidal. And I want Hulk to be the bad guy. I want him to crush cop cars just like he crushes bad guys. I want him to just be a enraged Hulk smash,
Yep.
So I grew up collecting Hulk. And the reason I love him and Ghost Rider is because I think everybody can, everybody's got a little Hulk in them if you think about it. Some people have anger problems. That's Hulk. Some people have drug problems. You could have, eating disorder. You could have, there's all kinds of stuff, alcohol problems, but everybody's got a little bit of fighting something within them all the time. So
Yeah, it's funny because that character, you know, he was a copy of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he became far more popular than that's ever been.
Mr. Hyde was the very first character I ever collected. I got every Mr. Hyde ever made, and
Oh, nice.
and then I went with these two, the Ghost Rider and the Hulk, because they're the same thing. And I've always been fascinated with the good, bad, inner self.
Yeah, the struggle.
I got tattooed down the right side of my body. It's a water dragon, and left down the fire dragon down the left side. And that was way before I even got into this again. So it's like always the inner fight within inside yourself. Yeah. So, you know, I can relate to that. I can't relate to, I don't know, you know, I guess everybody can relate to whatever hero they like, but to me, I can't relate to like Thor or anything like that. So
You've never been an Asgardian god.
no, I've never been an
with
Asgardian god.
long flowing flocks of hair.
Yeah.
A flagon of mead and a big old lamb chop.
And Rob, I know you love Spider-Man, but I can't relate to like the 16-year-old kid in New York City. So,
Well, that's not the part I relate to. I relate to the young nerd that, but you know, people thought, yeah, yeah.
I've never had temper problems so bad, but it's crazy to think that there's people that's got temper problems so bad they black out and end up in a jail cell. And I'm thinking, well, that's just Hulk, you know what I mean? It's just,
Right.
you know, it's like crazy to me, you know? So, but yeah, and then, you know, you hear stories about Stan Lee growing up that he tried to build comic book characters that everybody had somebody to look up to, you know, somebody could relate to everybody.
Someone they could relate to.
Yeah.
Milt Miller's trying to tell us that he relates to Captain America because he takes steroids.
He would relate to Howard the Duck.
Yes, he would.
I was at my comic shop lately, and we were talking about how like supposedly the X-Men are supposed to be like the rejects or the outcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people feel that way. You know, like I couldn't sit at the cool table at the cafeteria. You know, I'm the outcast. You know, so you know if you think about it, there's a preacher that lives in my neighborhood, and he can tell you anything about preaching, and he can tell you anything about he loves Iron Man, and he says that Iron Man, you know, you think he's perfect. He wears this suit of iron, and that's how he is when he walks in the church wearing his suit, you know, but underneath that suit he's a normal man.
He's a
Right.
lot of issues that
Yeah.
It's like, Tony's always been riddled with issues from alcoholism and ego, and
Well, it's the same way here in the South, though. I mean, in the Bible Belt, you know, you see preachers and you think they're perfect, but you know, they've got problems just like everybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But then they put on that suit and walk through that door on Sunday morning, everybody thinks, you know, they're perfect or whatever. But
well, I mean, it's like going to work, right? I mean, when we go to work, we put on our work face and we get through our day.
Yeah.
Would that make it easier?
Who knows? Maybe.
Well, try this.
Rob,
Right?
you need to put on your Hulk face when you go to work.
But great books, though. I was, you know, it was such good timing for you to get that Hulk one before you got on the show. It was so nice to see that.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen anyone show a Hulk one, so it was cool to see it. It's just such a fun cover, such a great book.
Yeah, I love it. I'll never get rid of it. It'd be the last book I ever get rid of. So
No, that one you got to get buried with.
yeah.
that goes in with you.
Yeah. And you know, geeking out again. To me, it's the best story ever told. And everybody's like, issue 1 ain't even that good. I'm like, well, it ain't that. It's the from 1 to now.
Right.
You know, I like looking at how much he's progressed and how he's changed. And you know, in issue 1, he was hiding in bushes from regular army people. You know, and now he's destroying buildings and nothing can stop him. You know, so
right. Well, and you know, a lot of these old issues, when you go back and these old keys, you read it, you're like, oh, that story wasn't that great.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You still want it.
yeah.
It's just because it's part of its history.
Well, I had a reissue of that book that I carried around for years and just read it, kept it at my kitchen table. And then I bought I got one here beside me that's got the 6 issues in it, the hardback book. And I carried it everywhere like a Bible for a long time. And I just pick it up and read it whenever. And finally I got it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And and you got the reprints to read. That one you can just look at and adore.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's the same size. He's barely bigger than an army guy in the first book, you know. So
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets bigger and bigger as it goes.
And he
Yeah.
wasn't invulnerable right off the bat, too. He was
Yeah.
getting shot and hurt and stuff right at
Yeah.
the start there.
yeah, and you know he got hit with gamma 2 or 3 times. So
I got a little mini version of it from Walmart back in the day.
That's
yeah,
cool.
I love
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, it's all black and white, but it was fun to read.
Yeah, I
Hey,
got
the problem is you look at
facsimile.
a lot of those heroes. They were start off there much more down to earth, and then a lot of them just over time grew more and more added to them at the point where that they have the problems today, where some of them are just so overpowered that it becomes more
Thank
difficult to create
Thank you,
good
Daniel.
challenges.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there he is hiding from. He's just a regular size guy.
Yeah.
Much more Solomon Grundy.
But
Yeah,
but that, and there's a darkness to the page in the art too, which just looks great. It sets a mood.
Yeah, yeah. It's wonderful. They're very wordy, but I didn't mind reading all these. Remember I was talking about the first page splash in this right here that was awesome. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
A minute
Let's
ago.
see it. Oh, Christ. Yeah. He looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. And
No, that's very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
yeah, the guy stops on the side of the road because he thinks he's a hitchhiker. Then he notices he's this guy and he takes off flying. But
Oh, and talk about obscure villains. Well, I always like that Volt guy that Hulk fought.
yeah, you got Gargoyle in the first issue. Yeah, you talking about the guy like Thor? You talking Trius? You talking about that guy?
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
The stories were so bad. There
How
was
bad
one
were
story-
they?
Huh?
How bad were they?
They were so bad. At one point, Bruce Banner's body turned into Hulk, but he didn't have his head, so he had to wear a mask.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Trick
So
or
he had Hulk's
treat.
body. He had Hulk's body, but he had his head.
So I wonder where he got the mask.
Spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. Dope. Oh, all right, guys. We're gonna go around the horn here, and we're gonna see what everybody's got coming up. We, of course, always start with Rob. Rob, what's coming up for you, sir?
Well, you know, unboxing on Thursday. We've got a mystery box of stuff that's all going into the mystery box. It was custom built just for the giveaway bin. So
Nice.
that, and then of course the giveaway bin makes its appearance on Saturday when I go live on Only Slabs. This week we have Patron of Comic Art coming on the show.
Cool.
All right, and Steve, what's coming up for you, sir?
I'll be doing the Voices Choices tomorrow, and I've got some packages coming from Arlington, Texas to fly over the wall. Hopefully they'll come here. I even got something coming from Scout Comics too. So that hopefully will be here, make a couple of videos. And I got a flea market find video that I'm going to throw up too. So we'll see about that.
Ooh.
And of
And,
course, my G.I. Joe stuff on Mondays, my 1 through 155. And then I'm going to get into the special missions and the annuals and all that good stuff. Keep that rolling. Then I got to figure out another book to go through. Maybe pre-code
But
horror.
you got to show all the dreadnoughts. That's all that's important in G.I. Joe. The dreadnoughts.
Oh,
is
yeah,
my thing.
absolutely. Those guys are the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for me, in 2 days' time, we have Cliff NY on In the Hot Seat. We're going to learn all about Cliff growing up collecting and how he got into comics. And then next Tuesday on the 1011, we have my channel artist Ken Wheaton coming on for his first appearance on the 1011.
Cool.
So he's done channel art for me, for Nick's Kicks and Comics, Small Town Collectibles. So he's an Rob's Fat Stacks, and he's an established artist. He used to draw The Simpsons a lot. He's still a working artist today, but he's also got a nice collection. So next Tuesday we'll have Ken on, and we'll get him through the technology. We'll have some fun, but that ought to be a good episode. And Dope, what's coming up for you, sir?
Before I tell you that, I got to say one more thing. We're talking Hulk. I could talk Hulk all night. Hulk Collector 82 brings up a good point also. I love the fact that in the first books, he changed at night only. So he didn't get mad.
Yeah.
That blew my mind when I first found that out that he only changed at night. I thought, well, I'm glad they changed that in the book. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep doing videos. I do random videos. I used to do videos on Sunday night, and there's certain Sunday nights I don't have anything to say. So if I ain't got nothing to say, I don't want to make a video. But I just put out random videos. Some weeks I got a lot of books to look at. Some weeks I don't. So just hit that little whatever it is, a little bell, whatever. That way you'll get notifications and you'll know when I'm doing a live video. I do 3 or 4 a week, and that's about it.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention Wednesday I'm going to be on Switch Comics. I don't know if it's live or taped, being interviewed by him. And then Friday night I'm on Blame Fable. So Jackson Roykirk, you're going to get a whole lot of me this week, buddy. So I hope you're ready. So dope. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you coming back on. We'll have to get you on for a third as well at some point.
I think I've been 3.
Have you? Okay.
4.
That's all right. Always welcome back.
Keep going.
Keep making Gary content.
Hey,
Yeah, you'll be the doc of my channel.
I can talk comics anytime. I love talking comics. Anytime y'all want to talk comics, go right ahead.
Yes, and Rob, as always, dude, thank you so much for being here. I know you're tired. I know you work, so I appreciate you.
I stayed awake.
Yes, you did.
Right?
Go get some sourdough bread. You'll be all right. And
Steve, thank you as well, sir. I appreciate you being pretty much a channel mainstay now. So thank you. Appreciate you, bud. Yeah. And for all of you in the chat, great chat tonight. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Dope. Everyone's links are in the description below. That includes our hashtag community sizzle reel shout out, DVH. So go sub up DVH, who also shows a lot of horror books on his channel. And he's been putting a lot of Bronze Age horror together lately, which has been really nice. So go check out the slabs he's been getting in. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I have to scroll up. Until next time.
Keep it. Wait for it.
Keep it casual.
Wait.